So today, as she said, it's about the vow of prosperity. Most people they know about the vow of poverty because they think that's what all monks and priests do. Religious science ministers do not take a vow of poverty. They take a vow of prosperity because what we teach is a thriving life, an abundant life. So whatever is not thriving in your life, bundle it up in a black bag, tie it up tight, and drag it to the curb because it doesn't belong in your life. That's what you really want to do. You know, Martin Luther said, "How soon, not now, becomes never." Do you know what it means by that phrase? How soon, not now, becomes never. Sometimes in our life we think we don't have time or it's not the right moment. So we say, not now. But not now becomes never. We never make it a time. So it's written that Jesus said, all I have is you. That was Spirit. We believe that Spirit spoke through Jesus and said these magical words. He was the great teacher, the great way shower, the great example of who we are. And it's about our belief. And so today it's really about giving up your belief of poverty or lack or limitation and knowing that you are really, truly gifted and you have this life. So if you're really tired of not having what you want in your life, look at that, because you know there's an abundance in life. And in the article it talked about that I was reading about sand and abundance. So for your benefit, I went to Coronado Beach. For your benefit, I took off my shoes and walked in the water and looked at the sand and brought sand back. I was wondering, can you do this on the beach? Can you collect sand? But what I noticed, now I got to get it open. What I noticed is the sand in Coronado Beach. And for those of you who've been in Del Coronado, you know that's a beautiful, opulent hotel, right? And when I looked around, I could only see what I imagined was wealth walking around. The sand in the Coronado Beach has gold flecks in it. Gold flecks. So if you believe that your life should be abundant like the sands on the beach, and you cannot count them, think of how much abundance is there in each one of those things. That is a limitless amount of abundance. That's just one little parcel from the beach. There's a bunch of more sand out there on that beach and all the other beaches and the beaches of the world. That is the limitless abundance available to all of us. All we have to do is wake up and understand that it is ours. That is ours to have and use as we desire. What keeps us from doing that? It's our perception, our lack of how we see a life. We believe that if you have it, I can't. So we even set up things where we don't want you to have it. But what if we realized that if we knew and celebrated your good fortune, that same good fortune is ours. It may not show up exactly that way. It's going to show up for our highest good. But when we show gratitude for other people, when we show gratitude for ourselves, the universe and spirit understands, hey, they like this. Let's give them some more. It's like the grains of sand. It's limitless. It just is there. It's available to us. So, but where are you telling yourself that your good is not available to you? Look at that underlying kernel, that underlying belief. What is it in you? And many of us who grew up in spiritual traditions or religious traditions where money was associated with greed, money was the root of all evil. And I think what we have to remind ourselves, it's not the money that is the root of the evil, it's the worship of money that is the root of evil. It's when you make money your God. When you realize that money is nothing but an exchange, money is really God showing up in form. Spirit is looking for us to express itself. Money is another only tangible thing. So is good health. So is love. And when we realize that money is really a tangible thing, you can change your attitude about it. There is nothing about money that is evil except our thoughts of it. When people quote about scriptures, about things, it's really just a misquote of the scripture and what was really said. It's an interpretation. It's an interpretation to hold you down rather than lift you up, allow you to free yourself. So reread whatever that has led you to believe what you believe, and look at it with new eyes. Look at it with the eyes that it is a loving God that wants you to thrive and prosper, because you are the only unique individual that can express God. We all have a job to do on this earth. It's all important. We are unique and valuable as we are. And as we are full unfolding and becoming. And so our attitudes about abundance, if God is limitless, why would you have limitations if you are one with the divine? It just doesn't make sense to me. If I am one. And I see that when I looked at the beach, and I think about how when I stood there and I did let the water run over my feet, and I'm looking down, I'm watching the gold, and I'm looking out there, and I'm watching the kids play and the adults play as kids. And I'm looking, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and it went on forever. I thought, this is abundance. This is God right here. There's something so magical for me about water. I think probably because I identify spirit and water together, but there was such an abundance, and the ocean went forever. I couldn't see any land out there. It just went on and on and on and on. Ernest Holmes, our founder, said, "It is right that we should be successful, for otherwise the spirit is not expressed. The divine cannot lack for anything, and we should not lack for anything that makes life worthwhile here on earth." Did you get that? Worthwhile on earth. So that's part of why you want to change your thinking, because what is it that you've identifying that you believe it's spiritual to be poor? Because it's not. There's no attribute in that. It's all really a negative thinking. And most people in religious science who've been around for a while understand that. So if I'm saying things that you already know, maybe you want to hear them with new ears, because there may be something that you're still hanging on to. There is that abundance that is forever there. Because so look in your life, if you will, and think about, where is it that you are seeing a vow of poverty? Because it's not just about money. Some people have a poverty in relationships. Some people have and by relationships, that may be love relationships, it may be intimate, it may be friendships, it may be parents, it may be children, it may be our friends. So look at where there is poverty thinking and turn it around. Because the truth is 180 degrees from whatever is showing up in your life that you do not want. And Ernest Holmes also said, we must not only believe, we must know that our belief measures the extent and degree of our blessing. It is if your belief is limited, only a little can come to us, because this is as we believe. If our belief is limited, only a little can come to us because that is all we believe. We call this the law of mental equivalence. How much life can anyone experience as much as one can embody? You've often heard me say, no gift can be given until it's received. We have to be open to receive it. We have to stop closing it down. We have to stop hoarding it like we think there's a limit to everything and hanging on tight. We have to open up. It's a reciprocal universe. As we give out, we receive back. And we're in the flow of life. And it's a thriving piece. You know, there was a story, I was thinking about this talk, and I was having a dinner with a friend, and I was really engaged in the conversation, and something he said took me totally out of the table. And I remembered this story, and I thought, oh my gosh, that'd be perfect for my talk. So I turned back to him and I said, I'm sorry, but I just had a flash of what I want to say on Sunday. And he just looked at me like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, I just want to explain why I checked out for a minute, because I'm back now. I just had that. So anyway, I had to go search. The story shows up in many different forms, and I think I might even have told the form before, but I want to relate it because it's about how we think about what happens to us and what our attitudes and our expressions are. So as this story goes, there once was a farmer and his only son, in the days just before the Civil War. And having only one horse, this farmer and the son, they worked long, hard days from morning sun up until sunset. And as they worked this farm together, one day as the father and the son, they were plowing the field and the horse got spooked and it ran away. And the son said, what bad luck. What will we do? And the father replied, good luck, bad luck. Too soon to tell. The father and son continued to work the farm. Then one day, their horse comes running back over the hill with 6 other horses. The son exclaimed, what great luck! Now we have all the horses we'll ever need. To which the farmer replied, good luck, bad luck. Too soon to tell. The next day, as the farmer and the son were working with the horses, one particularly difficult horse threw the son off his back and broke his leg. The son cried, oh, father, I am so sorry. Now you have to work the farm all by yourself. What bad luck. The father said, good luck, bad luck. Too soon to tell. Several days later, the Civil War broke out, and all the able-bodied young men were sent off to war. The farmer's son, having a broken leg, was forced to stay at home. Good luck, bad luck, too soon to tell. So, but after the leg had healed, the father had the only farmer around with the son to help and 7 horses to boot. They worked the farm and prospered. So the story there that I'm saying about the good luck, bad luck, the son's attitude was things happen to us and there is nothing we can do about it. And the farmer's attitude is things do happen and then we happen to them. What we do with what happens is the difference that makes the difference. So ask yourself, where are you? When life happens, do you happen to life, or are you like the son who says, good luck, bad luck, there's nothing I can do? So it's about how we change it. We all have filters. The son filters and ideas that things happen to him, and it's good luck or it's bad luck, and it's out of his control. Where the father, on the other hand, views things through solutions, if you will. And he sees things that, whatever the events, he knows a solution can be found in the good. Because he believes in the good and he believes in the solution. And so because I have this story in my mind, guess what happens? Universe says, oh, you want a real life story? Let me give you a real life story. I've been driving this friend of mine who's been visiting all around all these different places, playing tour guide. My car has been operating beautifully. I got home Friday afternoon, turned off the engine, went to take him out to dinner. Turned on the key, nothing. Absolutely nothing. A little light turned on, it looked like my oil lamp, and I thought, I can't need oil, I just had an oil change a week ago. A little battery thing, and I thought, battery, oh my goodness. So I said, well, it's too late, it's time for dinner. Let's change plans, called, we went to a local place that we could walk to. Burned off the calories of eating more. So afterwards, the next morning, I had been thinking about this, and I thought, well, I have AAA, so I'll call AAA, and they can either jump the car if it's can get me started, but I better check with Toyota. So I called Toyota and found out that they were booked solid, but their service department was open, but they weren't that busy. So I thought, okay, good. So I'm really operating. The fear in my mind was present, though, because I've had this happen to me before, and it was the alternator, which was like $600 or $800 or more. So I went to fear, and then I said, you really don't know, Jerry. I'm talking to myself. You should sometimes be in my head. It would drive you crazy. I said, Jerry, you do not understand. You do not know what it is. It could be something very simple. It could be something not so simple. And it's what do you do with it? So what I said is, I arranged for AAA to come. I called, and I didn't make an appointment, but I knew I could get in. And then I did a treatment. I did a treatment, for those of you who do not know, it's our 5-step affirmative prayer, where we connect with, we know that God is all there is, we connect ourselves with God, we treat for a positive outcome, we give gratitude, and then we let go. Let go, let God. So I did a treatment, and I said, I do not know what this problem is with my car, but I'm going to trust that whatever it is, the issue will be solved in ease and grace. And that I know that whatever the cost is, it will be something I can easily afford. And I gave great thanks for it, and I released it, and I let go. AAA shows up. They actually were 5 minutes early. And I had walked out to sit by my car, and there they showed up. They were so quiet, I barely heard them. They came out. The guy was very low-key. He was happy. Big smile, greeting. He just opened up the hood. He was talking. He's checking. He says, "Yep, your battery's dead." He says it's fully charged, but only putting out 5%. He said, "How long have you had the battery?" I said, "I think it came with the car. I have a 2008 RAV4." So the battery was like, he had a battery with him. A 3-year free replacement battery I now have in my car. For a price I could afford, 35 minutes from the time he was there. Everything was fixed. The car was down. I signed off. It didn't cost me anything because I have AAA. It just showed up. Well, I mean, the battery cost, but the color. So I was so grateful. But that's what I'm trying to explain. It's not just about a farmer and a son in a Civil War story. It is life. Life happens to us. It happens to me, and it happens to you. And it's what you do with what happens and how you live life. You can live it in a thriving environment, or you can live it as a victim. It is your choice. You are free to live it as you choose. I'm just offering you a positive alternative. And it's about, I do believe in the power of prayer. And I do believe that our thoughts frame our mind, and if we can let go of our limited thinking. I had to let go of a past experience because that was going to run me. And I had to let go. So it's really up to you. Yeah, I have another fun thing that was happening this week. As I said, I was running around tour guide. I'm fairly lucky about parking spaces because I expect them. And because I expect them, they show up. You know, we talked about this in the complaint-free world. And when they show up, I say thank you. And of course I have that parking space. It happened to me repeatedly this week. Went to Coronado. I got to the parking meter. There was a space on the parking meter. I made a U-turn. I parked. And then I didn't have any coins in my pockets. And I looked in where I keep a little quarters and things up here. It was nothing but 4 pennies and a slug. And I said, oops. I guess we're not parking here. And so I drove around by the corner where you go around by the hotel. And I looked and I thought, we could park there, but that's so expensive. I just want to go on the beach and walk on the beach and collect some sand. So I drove around another corner. We parked less than a half a block from the beach in the only vacant spot on the curb that was unmarked. Right there. I said, thank you, God. And I pulled in and I parked. And that was my luck. We ended up parking wherever we wanted to be. Now, it's not as good exercise, obviously, but I walked for dinner on Friday night. So claim your abundance, claim your good. Announce to yourself you are a child of the universe. You are heir to the kingdom, deserving of all that life and joy and freedom you can imagine. You do not have to earn it, you merely need to claim it, and it is yours. Anthony Robbins, who is a motivational speaker, said, I've continued to recognize the powers individuals have to change virtually anything and everything in their lives in an instant. I've learned that the resources we need to turn our dreams into reality are within us, merely waiting for the day when we decide to wake up and claim our birthright. What are you claiming today? Thank you.